Your Excellency, the Governor, 4+4, is equal to 8. Ọdún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́rin ọdún mẹ́jọ. 4+4 is equal to 8. Ọdún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́rin ọdún mẹ́jọ. Lórí education, Agbẹ́bí ìsìnlẹ́sọ̀tọ̀ ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Lórí ètò ìlera, Agbẹ́bí ìsìnlẹ́sọ̀tọ̀ ní gbogbo Nàìjíríà. Ọdún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́rin. Abẹ́ wọ́n yes, ìsìnkú rẹ̀. Ọdún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́rin lọ́dún mẹ́jọ. Òṣèlú bí ẹ̀kọ́ nínú sàmà ó fọwọ́ sí second term. Gbogbo òkú ló fọwọ́ sí second term. Àti gbogbo títì ló ń ṣe ní jáde gbogbo. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni iṣẹ́ wa, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni iṣẹ́ wa. Ọkọ̀ tó ti délé dáná ní gbogbo pátápátá nípa ọ̀nà nípa ìdíjọ́pọ̀ nípa ìlera. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni iṣẹ́ wa, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni iṣẹ́ wa. Ìgboro bí ẹ̀wò, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni iṣẹ́ wa. Development lóríṣiríṣi ní gbogbo ògùn pátápátá. Àbíyọ́dún 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 bí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ Àbíyọ́dún 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 bí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ Àbíyọ́dún. Àwọn lóríṣiríṣi Àbíyọ́dún 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 bí bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́kọ̀ Àbíyọ́dún 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 Àbíyọ́dún. Ọba Básíwọ̀, Ìdòwú Básíwọ̀ kábíyèsí, bàbá gómìnà, sọ́dọ̀ tẹ̀sán ní kọ̀ọ̀kan alágbẹ̀lú ọ̀kẹ́lú. Àwòsì, jákèjádò gbogbo òkú pátápátá. Àbíyọ́dún, Àbíyọ́dún, Àbíyọ́dún ní gbẹ̀gbọ́n kan, Àbíyọ́dún, 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 Àbíyọ́dún. tún pèsè ilé fún gbogbo òkùnkùn pátápátá. Ọ̀pọ̀ ẹ̀bùn ọmọdéọdún. Your Excellency, ẹ̀bùn ọmọdéọdún. Lórí ẹ̀rọ àti lójú ọmọ bọ́dà ìró ni ò lójú bọ́dà ìró. Kábíyèsí, ọba alágbẹ́lu, ọba Ìdòwú lásìkò. Àtọ̀kẹ́rẹ́ bá òkúdọ̀rù, kábíyèsí ẹlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́, ọba ẹni ní àmì ìbọ̀lá. Ìjàpọ̀ lábíọ́nú, abíọ́nú ẹsẹ̀ kan sí, yóò ṣe kan sí. Ọmọ abíọ́nú ẹsẹ̀ kan sí, ọ̀wọ́ ẹsẹ̀ kan sí. Gbogbo òkú ló fọwọ́ sí pátápátá, abíọ́nú ẹsẹ̀ kan sí. Award number 1 lórí ṣíṣí ìpínlẹ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ ọ̀dọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìṣe ẹ̀rọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìṣe ẹ̀rọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ẹ̀rọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìṣe ẹ̀rọ. Ọlọ́dọọdún ọlọ́jọ́bí. Ọmọ abẹ́rìn lókun ni ọmọ abẹ́rìn lókun. Ọmọ abẹ́rìn lókun. Àti kábíyèsí. Ọmọ mi ò fẹ́sọ̀ kàkárì ẹ̀wù mi. Abẹ́rìn lọ́wọ́ àti ìjọba àtẹ́bí lọ́wọ́. Agbábọ́ọ̀lù yòókù lẹ́nu ọkọ̀ mẹ́rin gbogbo ọkọ̀ tẹ́. Tẹ́lifí gbọ́dọ̀. Ọmọ olóògùn òdòdó lábẹ́ẹ̀sí ọmọ olóògùn. Aláyé o, ẹ bá wà lọ, gbogbo aláyé o, ẹ bá wà lọ. Ọgọ́rin ọdún tí o ti gbàgbọ́, dájú ló bẹ̀rẹ̀ àdúgbò ojú wa o. Aláyé o, ẹ bá wà lọ, gbogbo aláyé o, ẹ bá wà lọ. Ọgọ́rin ọdún tí o ti gbàgbọ́, ọlọ́jọ́ tó gbàgbọ́ ojú wa o. Ọlọ́wọ́ tí ọmọ bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ lórí ẹ, ọmọ wọn ní ìgbòrè, ọmọ wọn ní bábùrà. Àwọn ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́sìn mi pé ìdàgbà lọ́mọdún, ọkọ̀ bọ́ọ̀sì lẹ́bí bá mi gbé. Ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀sánà, sọ́lẹ̀ mi máa ní, ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀sánà. ọmọdé ìbí ẹ ogún àṣẹ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ṣọ́ báyìí ọlọ́dẹ bí ọmọdé ìbí ẹ ogún àṣẹ ẹ̀mí ẹ̀ṣọ́ báyìí. Ọlọ́dẹ bí èmi yóò dọ́gbẹ́ tẹ́lẹ̀ lọ́dún o nítorí ìwọ́n ti tán. Ọmọ mi làbọ̀ ọmọ ọdún nítorí ìwọ́n nìkan. Alájà sẹ́pọ̀ bákù ọmọ lọ́dún tí gbọdọ̀ lọ́kùn ṣe nítorí ìwọ́n nìkan. DSI pé kánà sáà nítorí ìwọ́n nìkan. Gbogbo abẹ́kùnrin president Abẹ́òkúta club nítorí ìwọ́n nìkan. Gbogbo Abẹ́òkúta club pátápátá ẹni ní àtòkùnmọ̀ abẹ́kùnrin nítorí ìwọ́n nìkan. Gbajúmọ̀lá ìró gbogbo Abẹ́òkúta lọ pátápátá gbajúmọ̀lá nítorí ìwà nìkan. Kábíyèsí ọmọ ẹlẹ́mọ̀rún ọba ìdòwú fásitì bàbá àkọ́kọ́ nítorí ìwà nìkan. First lady, Mami Dele Abiodun. Ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ṣe ojú ti bọ̀. Ó máa ṣe ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́nu. Àwọn aṣáájú Bọ́lá Ahmed kò fẹ́ sílẹ̀. Ọmọdé mú. Òṣèlú ṣe ojú ti mọ̀ ọmọdé ojú bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. Adéyìn yókù, ọmọ Adéyìn yókù mi. Adéyìn yókù. Adéyìn yókù sọ́mọ ọ̀fẹ́. Olómi yóò sọ́mọ ọ̀fẹ́. Adéyìn yókù sọ́mọ ọ̀fẹ́.
Thank you very much, MC. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure and honor for me to be here today, joining all of us in thanking God and celebrating with our Father who has turned 80 years on earth. Please excuse where I'm dressed. I was at the convocation ceremony of one of our universities in Ogun State this morning. I was a guest lecturer. And the event ran so late. And because I'd missed the earlier event, I didn't want to go back home to change. I was worried that by the time I went home and changed, this place might have started thinning out. So please pardon my mode of appearance. It is out of zeal to be here in person and not delay any further so I can celebrate with the youngest 80-year-old Baba in Ogun State. On that note, let me appreciate today's celebrant, our Baba Chief Ola Joju Father Ero, and his amiable wife, Mrs. Christina Father Ero. I'll come back to talk about Baba Let me recognize and appreciate Her Excellency, the former Deputy Governor of Ogun State, Alhaji Salmon Badru, as well the City Senator, when we had Remo as a senatorial district, Senator Udujuri. I have also other senators here that have served our state very well. Senator Benga Obadera is also here. Let me appreciate my Igbo, the High Chief of Egbaland, my brother, Chief Bode Mustafa. We have amongst us here our royal fathers, His Royal Majesty, the Alake and paramount ruler of Egbaland, is here with us, but I believe that he's being represented by, oh no, Chief Bode Mustafa is representing Alake of Egbaland. I'm sorry. So, Kabiyesi, Ajape lórí o. So, Egbon is Kabiyesi at this point in time. Let me also recognize the newest Kabiyesi that we have in Egbaland, a brother who is extremely learned.
Thank you for joining us again on the News Hour on Biscon Television. I am Stella Para. First, the headlines. On the national scene, federal government reviews financial management policies, promises transparency. Chief of Defense Staff restates military's commitment to protecting democratic principles. In business news, federal government woos investors for Nigeria's lithium deposits. On the foreign scene, Niger revokes diplomatic passports for Bazoum-era officials. And in the world of sport, Kylie Sinclair returns to England team to face Japan as Billy Vunipola on bench. Now, the news in full. The Accountant General of the Federation, Dr. Oluwatoyin Made, has said that the financial management policies of the country are under review. In a statement by the Director of Press for the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation, Bawa Mokwa, it was stated that Madehi reaffirmed her commitments to upholding and promoting prudence, transparency and accountability in government financial transactions. The Accountant General further said that her office will continue to publish the details of FAC revenue distribution to the 3 tiers of government to keep Nigerians abreast with the revenue generation and distribution effort of the government and help them balance government performance with revenue inflows at all levels. She added that the 2022 revenue distribution figures were ready for publication, and it will be followed by the publication of the details of the revenue distribution so far made in 2023. Madeni stressed the need for citizens to be updated on the management of public funds. Now, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has reaffirmed the Nigerian military's dedication to democratic values, even in the face of recent coups in parts of Africa. General Musa made the assertion during the opening of the first ever Chief of Defense Staff's Joint Task Force Commanders Conference at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja. The defense chief, in his opening speech, emphasized that the Nigerian armed forces are always ready to respond when needed, highlighting the importance of the conference. According to him, it is a chance to revamp the military's efforts against terrorism, improve relations with communities, and encourage the sharing of intelligence among the armed forces. He also took a moment to express gratitude to the brave men and women serving in various theater commands, assuring them that the injured will receive proper treatment and the families of those who lost their lives will be looked after. Similarly, troops of the Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Hadari Daji have rescued 17 kidnapped victims and recovered large numbers of rustled cattle in the ongoing Operation Hadari Daji in Zamfara State. This was contained in a statement released on the Nigerian Army's social media page by the Force Information Officer, Operation Hadari Daji, Captain Yahya Ibrahim. Ibrahim said the troops, while acting on a distress call, thwarted a kidnapping attempt, rescued 2 victims, and recovered a commercial vehicle carrying foodstuff along Corner Jollof in the Shinkafi local government area of the state. He said, similarly, ground troops deployed at Forward Operating Base Danjiga, while on a routine patrol, intercepted and rescued 3 kidnapped victims. A preliminary investigation revealed that the victims were abducted from their farmlands and held captive at Dangajero Forest, where they successfully escaped due to the intensified clearance operation by troops within the area. The commander, Operation Hadari Daji, and the General Officer commanding 8th Division Nigerian Army, Major General Godwin Mutkut, has commended the troops for their relentless efforts and commitments in rescuing the victims. He charged the troops not to rest on their oars and to be on the offensive in order to continuously deny the criminals freedom of action. Now, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, has said collaborative efforts were ongoing to secure the swift release of 8 National Youth Service Corps members kidnapped in Zamfara State about 4 weeks ago. Egbetokun stated this while delivering his remarks at the meeting with strategic police managers and media briefing, highlighting policies, breakthroughs and achievements of the Nigeria Police Force in the last 5 weeks. The police boss added that the safety and well-being of all citizens, particularly young NYSC members, remained of utmost importance to the force. Recently, the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, was quoted to have said that the federal government will initiate new ways of funding tertiary education by granting full autonomy to universities to explore new sources of financing their activities. This has led to hike in school fees across universities in the country and to protests by students in various universities, as well as parents calling on federal governments to order the universities to reverse the increase in school fees. Biscon TV crew was, however, on the streets of Lagos to speak with some Nigerians about this development, and this is what they have to say.
It shouldn't happen at all. I mean, at this level, Nigeria is blessed. You are hearing all the billions, trillions stolen in central bank. They should plow this back into the education and agri and security. You have armed robbery and all the rest because the children of the poor cannot afford to be in this school. So education should be free, up to university level. And between you and I, there's no difference between us and Boko Haram. The difference is education. So educate them in, the masses, both in the north and south. Then we have a peaceful country.
The increase of school fees in universities will throw a lot of poor children out of university. And it's not good for us. So some of these students we are talking about are very intelligent people. Even though government said they are going to be a loan, student loan, but we don't know how that loan will function. So what I advise government to do is to look into that for now and be able to phase it out gradually, not just by sudden, so that those children that are from poor homes will be able to meet up I know what I suffered to get all my children out of university, 4 of them, 5 of them. So it is not easy for me. So if I have 4 children in university and I have to bring 1 million now to pay for them, where do I get that money? I'm retired right now. I don't have any job. So what do you think I will do? So it is not, my opinion is that government should have a rethink because of the people that are poor, that are in the children of these people, most of them are abroad. They're not even in these universities. So the children of the poor are what we're talking about. We should think of the poor. When this palliative should go to students, yeah? They should figure out those students cannot pay and give them palliatives to be able to live.
Well, the situation in the country will not warrant the increase. But at the same time, if truly we want this country to progress, if we don't want to deceive ourselves, there is nothing about education all over the world that is cheap. Education is not cheap. And if education is not cheap, and university education is the peak of education, definitely we cannot continue to charge the same price, except we are deceiving ourselves. We want our university to be up to standard in the area of facility provision, in the area of conducive environment. And if we desire to have a better, improved environment for these leaders, those that will come out of our institution, particularly university, we need to increase. But the issue is the increase supposed to be a progressive one, not this jump up at the same time. So it is high time those in charge of education start thinking of progressive increments in education, in the area of school fees, in the area of provision of facilities and so on.
Actually, it's saddening because I have colleagues of mine, also our family that are going to school. It's kind of a saddening thing in the sense that at this crucial time or this hard time, people in Nigeria is not smiling at this moment. So it's not ideal for the federal universities to increase their school fees because people are going through hard time in the sense that they are struggle to fill 3 square meal in a day. Even 2 square meal in a day is hard. So at this moment, I don't think it's the right thing for the federal universities to increase the school fees. So what I will hold them to do is to look at it in this angle, in the sense that this moment is not the right time for them to increase the school fees.
It's going to affect the students in a very negative way because you can see the way things are in the country today. We're experiencing, currently there's economic recession out now, and there are no jobs in Nigeria. Of course, you know that. We have limited jobs, too many populations, and you know, it's really affecting, it's telling on every one of us. Now, increment in federal university is not the issue here. Now, but the problem is, if you increase the price of school fees in Nigeria, tertiary institutions, are we making the necessary facilities available for the student themselves? Then if we are making it available, then there's no problem about that. But if we are not making it available, then there's a problem. So the thing is, most of the school, despite the increase in everything, I think one of the problems is the lecturers themselves. When they ask the government for higher pay or salaries, then the government doesn't have any choice than to fall back on the school students. So we see it as a means of cash cow to generate income for the government, so that the government can make more money for themselves and can also make more money to pay university workers.
We'll take a short break now. When we come back, we'll bring you business news. Join us again. Welcome back to the News Hour on Biscon Television. Now to business news. The Minister of Solid Minerals, Mr. Dele Alake, has made efforts to attract investors to explore lithium deposits in the country. This was according to a statement by the Ministry's Deputy Director of Information, Alaba Balogun. at the exhibition booth of the Ministry of Solid Minerals at the Pan Pacific Hotel during the 21st Africa Down Under Conference in Perth, Australia. The statement disclosed that investors showed interest in the country's minerals. The Minister of Solid Minerals, Mr. Dele Aleke, also assured investors of safety, reiterating that the government has given illegal miners 30 days to join cooperatives, in addition to plans to deploy surveillance task force and mine police to combat criminals at the mines. Coming up next is foreign news. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Now to foreign news. Niger's military junta has scrapped nearly 1,000 diplomatic passports belonging to government officials who served in the ousted government of President Mohamed Bazoum. Among them are advisors to the former president, staff who worked for former Prime Minister Amadou Mohamedou, and MPs and various heads of public institutions. The move was announced in a letter from the Foreign Ministry to the heads of Niger's foreign diplomatic missions, saying it had to be done because officials were no longer in a position to hold the said passports. 2 weeks ago, Niger's military junta also cancelled 5 diplomatic passports, including those of former Prime Minister Mohamedou, former ambassador to France Achato Boulama Khan, and ex-foreign minister Hassoumi Massaoudou. We'll take another short break, and when we come